Hey guys, it's Adam. It's Monday, so here is your minister's moment. Why is it so hard to wait? Why does it feel like we always have to be just real going fast and everything's next, whatever's next, we got this done, we got this done, we got this done, okay, what's next, we got this going on, what's going on, got this over here, got this coming up next week, got this tomorrow, what? Why is it so awkward when things get still and they slow down and we just have to not, or we don't have something to do for a second? We feel like we have to fill that time for some reason. And right now, a lot of us are on one big giant pause. And for whatever reason, that brings a lot of discomfort to people. I get that we all need interaction, and we get interaction like in some ways. We have digital interaction sometimes on Zoom and on worship online, and we right now the Marshall household is on pause as Diana kind of got sick last week and had a few symptoms-ish of, COVID-19. And so she got a test submitted yesterday. We're waiting on the results back from that. And so we're just kind of on pause. And why does that feel so hard? I think of a Rob Bell video a while back in his Pneuma series. If you'd seen this one, I believe it was called Silence. And at the beginning of the video, it shows him sitting on a couch. From the TV's perspective is kind of different. And he talks about how, a lot of times we're in America, we're just so busy and so ongoing, and we just have to have some kind of noise going in the background and music or a television or something. And in the beginning of the video, he turns off the TV and the screen goes black, and it's black and it's silent for a good 20 seconds or so, and nothing happens. And then finally some white letters come up on the screen, and the rest of the video is just you sitting in silence as he asks a lot of different questions and shows some scripture and things. But the funny thing was that a lot of people sent that video back to Pneuma saying, hey, there's something wrong with my video. It's broken. There was an intro, and then there was really nothing else after that. And they got word back saying, no, the video's fine. Be patient. And basically what happened was, in that 20 seconds of blank black screen, people jumped the gun and pushed stop and assumed the video was over, or that the editing process didn't finish, when in fact, that was part of the point. God says, blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. And a lot of us, I think, like the sound of that. I think we like the idea of peace and quiet, and some of us thrive on that. Others of us thrive on a lot of busyness and stuff always going on, and full calendars and things. But there's several times in Scripture that Jesus had the opportunity to hurry somewhere, and I'm sure, and there were people who wish he did, but he didn't, and he took his own time, and he got there when he did, and when he saw fit. You think about Lazarus, how Jesus received word that he was sick, and then 2 days later, then left to go see Lazarus. And Martha and Mary and all of Lazarus's family and friends wished he had actually left and been on his way during those 2 days, so that he could be there before Lazarus died and heal him and everything. I think about Jairus. And who's with the sick daughter, and how he rushes to Jesus. He says, my daughter is sick, please come help. And Jesus says, okay, I'll go. And they're walking to Jairus's house. I'm sure Jairus wishes they were running to his house to see his daughter. He got Jesus in tow. Crowds suddenly come around and slow Jesus down. And then there's the woman with who'd been bleeding for 12 years, reaches forward and touches Jesus in the crowd. And Jesus stops and ministers to her, and I can just imagine Jairus just sitting there on the edge of the crowd with his arms crossed, just kind of tapping his foot like, "Come on, Jesus, let's go." And then they get to Jairus's house, and of course his daughter died, and Jesus brings her back from the dead and all. But there's a lot of times where we're on pause, and life has slowed, and we want it to hurry. We want God to hurry. We ask for peace, and then we get it, and it's not exactly what we expected, or it's not going the way we wanted it to. We have a lot of stillness right now, and that has, in turn, maybe I'm speaking for myself, brought some anxiety and some, like, I feel like I should be doing something, and I feel like we need to be doing, but in this pause, in this peace, it's an opportunity to look for God, to look for ways that He's working in our lives, to look for Him working in us and through us, as long as we're not just sitting on the sidelines. We can't be sitting on the sidelines. Sometimes in a timeout, in sports, the players are still on the field, but it's a timeout to regather, to regroup, to reorganize. And I feel like that's a big part of what all this is, or is it at least an opportunity to, in this stillness is an opportunity for us to stop, reorganize, regroup, and bring something into this world right now that is in very much need of, which is peace. This world needs peace, and we are called to be peacemakers. It is a fruit of the Spirit. It is something that we are asked to, be at peace with everyone as far as it is up to us. This peace that surpasses all understanding, bringing the Prince of Peace into people's lives. I can't help but think of the song, Instruments of Your Peace. Lord, make us instruments of your peace. And talks about how where there's striving, we will bring peace. Where there's hate, we will bring love, and all this. We need that right now. The world needs that right now. We can only bring it to the world if it's in us first. So may we take this moment, take this stillness, spend time with God, pray, work on bringing the peace into ourselves so that we can bring it to the peace around us. Get used to being in the still. God says, "Be still and know that I am God." Maybe that's something that we need to get used to a little bit more of. Make use of it. Work on our relationships with each other, work on our relationships with God, work on our relationships with the world, and bring peace into the world, because a lot of people are picking sides right now, and I worry that things are getting worse. And it's not our job to pick sides, it's our job to bring peace. So may we see opportunities and find opportunities to do that, and be Jesus. Bring the Prince of Peace into this world. Love you guys. See you later.